The Isdal woman, Europe's most mysterious unidentified body. November 1970. Hikers discover a woman's body in a remote valley in Norway. She's been burned beyond recognition. No identification. But here's what makes this case absolutely haunting. Investigators find 8 fake passports, disguises, coded notes, and evidence she's been living under multiple identities across Europe. 53 years later, despite DNA testing, facial reconstruction, and international investigations, no one knows who she was or who killed her. November 29, 1970. A Sunday afternoon. A family hiking in Isdal Valley near Bergen, Norway, stumbles across something horrifying in a remote rocky area known as Death Valley. A woman's body, partially burned, lying among the rocks. Nearby, scattered belongings, melted plastic bottles, a burned passport, jewelry, and what appear to be sleeping pills. The scene looked like a suicide, but something felt wrong. When police arrived, the details became stranger. The woman was positioned in an unusual way, face down, arms folded beneath her body. The fire damage was severe, making identification nearly impossible. But the surrounding evidence suggested something far more complex than a simple suicide. Her fingerprints had been deliberately removed, either burned off or scraped away. The labels on all her clothing had been cut out, just like her suitcases and belongings. Someone had gone to extraordinary lengths to make sure she couldn't be identified. The autopsy revealed she died from a combination of carbon monoxide poisoning and burns. She'd ingested at least 50 sleeping pills, a lethal dose. But there was something else. Bruising on her neck suggested possible strangulation. Was this suicide? Murder staged to look like suicide? Or something even more sinister? Police began reconstructing her final days. What they discovered would turn this from a local mystery into one of Europe's most baffling cold cases. Working backward from the discovery, investigators traced the woman's movements through Norway. What they found was a trail of deception that spanned multiple countries. She checked into a hotel in Bergen on November 23rd, 6 days before her body was found, using the name Fenella Lorch from Belgium. But that was just one of many names. Investigators discovered she'd been traveling across Norway and Europe using at least 8 different identities, staying in various hotels, always paying cash, always checking in and out at odd hours. Hotel staff remembered her. They said she was attractive, well-dressed, spoke multiple languages fluently: German, French, English, possibly Dutch. She seemed educated, sophisticated, but she was also paranoid. She changed rooms frequently. She'd request a room, then ask to change to a different one. She'd leave hotels early in the morning or late at night. She seemed to be hiding from someone or avoiding being tracked. In her hotel room and luggage, police found 8 fake passports, all with her photo but different names and nationalities. Disguises, wigs, glasses, different clothing styles. A coded note written in a mix of languages. Maps with certain locations marked. Large amounts of cash in different currencies. All labels removed from everything: clothing, luggage, personal items. The passports were sophisticated fakes. This wasn't amateur work. Someone with resources had created multiple identities for her. The coded note was particularly strange. Written partly in German, it contained dates, times, and what appeared to be meeting locations across Norway and Europe. Cryptographers tried to decode it. The best they could determine was that it tracked her movements, almost like an itinerary or mission log. Police traced her movements backward. November 23, checked into Bergen Hotel as Fenella Lorch. November 19th, stayed in a different hotel under another name. Throughout October and November, multiple hotel stays across Norway, always different names. Traveled from Belgium, France, possibly Germany. Witnesses came forward. A man was seen with her multiple times, described as well-dressed, possibly Italian or South American. He seemed to be traveling with her, but they never checked into hotels together. When shown sketches, several hotel staff confirmed seeing him. But this man was never found. Another witness reported seeing a woman matching her description hiking toward Isdal Valley on November 29th, the day she died. She was alone, carrying bags. She looked determined. Was she meeting someone there? Was she running from someone? Or was she going there to end her own life? For over 50 years, investigators, journalists, and amateur sleuths have tried to answer one question. Who was the Isdal woman? Theory 1. Cold War spy. This is the most popular theory, and for good reason. Everything about her behavior screams espionage. Multiple fake identities? Check. Coded messages? Check. Traveling across Europe during the height of the Cold War? Check. Paranoid behavior, frequent location changes? Check. All identifying marks removed? Check. In the 1970s, Norway was strategically important. Bordering the Soviet Union, it was a hotspot for intelligence operations. Both NATO and the Soviet bloc ran spy networks through Scandinavia. Perhaps she was a spy, working for East Germany, the Soviet Union, or even Western intelligence. Maybe she was a double agent who got caught. The mysterious man seen with her could have been her handler or the person sent to kill her. The staged suicide would be a classic intelligence assassination. Make it look self-inflicted, leave no trail. But here's the problem. No intelligence agency has ever claimed her. After the Cold War ended and files were declassified, her case still wasn't solved. If she was a spy, she's been disowned by everyone. Theory 2. International criminal. Maybe she wasn't political. Maybe she was involved in organized crime. Money laundering, smuggling, trafficking, all operations that require multiple identities and international travel. The large amounts of cash, the different currencies, the coded notes tracking movements, this could all fit organized crime. Perhaps she was running from a criminal organization. She knew too much or she'd stolen something. They tracked her to Norway and made it look like suicide. This explains the mysterious man seen with her, an enforcer sent to eliminate her. Theory 3. A woman on the run. What if she wasn't a spy or a criminal, just someone desperately trying to disappear? Maybe she was fleeing domestic violence, an arranged marriage, or a dangerous relationship. She created multiple identities to stay hidden. She moved constantly to avoid being found. The paranoid behavior, the frequent room changes, the fake passports, all desperate measures to stay safe. But whoever she was running from eventually found her. The suicide was staged to cover up murder. This theory is more sympathetic, but raises questions. Who has the resources to create 8 fake passports just to escape a bad situation? And why such elaborate precautions? Theory 4. Suicide with elaborate planning. Perhaps the simplest explanation is true. She wanted to die and she wanted to disappear completely. Some people plan their suicides meticulously, ensuring they can't be identified or that their families won't be burdened with the stigma. She created elaborate identities, traveled to a remote location, and ended her life in a way that would prevent identification. The coded notes were just her keeping track of her final journey. The mysterious man? Maybe a coincidence, someone else entirely. But this theory struggles with why remove your own fingerprints? Why the bruising on her neck? And why such extreme measures if you're just trying to die anonymously? In 2016, Norwegian authorities reopened the case using modern forensic technology. They conducted isotope analysis on her teeth, which revealed she likely grew up in Germany, near the French border. DNA testing showed Central European ancestry. They created a facial reconstruction. They published it widely, hoping someone would recognize her. No one did. The Isdal woman was buried in a zinc coffin in Bergen in 1971, a special coffin designed to preserve remains in case she ever needs to be exhumed for future testing. Her gravestone reads, "Death is the greatest mystery. The Isdal woman, 1970. In 2017, Norwegian journalists launched a podcast investigating the case. It became a sensation, bringing international attention. Tips poured in from across Europe. Witnesses came forward with no information. Still, no identification. Some people believe she was East German spy Ingeborg Lund. Others think she was a Belgian woman named Jeanette van der Kieft. DNA tests have ruled out several candidates, but none have been confirmed as her.
What haunts me most about this case isn't the mystery itself, it's the loneliness of it. A woman traveled across Europe using fake names, speaking multiple languages, always alone, always moving. She died in a remote valley, and for 53 years, no one has claimed her. No family, no friends, no country. Either she didn't want to be found, or no one was looking for her. Both possibilities are heartbreaking. The Isdal woman represents something deeply human, the fear of being forgotten, of disappearing without anyone knowing who you were. She went to extreme lengths to erase her identity, and in doing so, she became immortalized as one of Europe's greatest mysteries. Whoever she was, spy, criminal, victim, or someone simply trying to disappear, she deserves to have her name back. Maybe one day someone watching this video will recognize someone